welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something from 511. Let's open up the box and see what we got, because they're tactical combat sneakers called Norris. Check these things out. Currently $140 on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Overall, I have to say I am pretty impressed. Excellent comfort, excellent build quality, very interesting outsole, but we will talk about all of that stuff later in the review. I recommend sticking around if you're really interested in buying these shoes, because this is not a regular shoe review. No, this review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival shoes section. Basically, if these weren't just, your everyday sneakers. Obviously, these are not, because these are tactical combat sneakers, yes. So you would buy them already with some kind of survival situation in mind. Would they be good for your survival situations if you had to walk for miles, if you had to, I don't know, climb, swim, fight, do whatever that's necessary to survive? Well, how do we make the judgment on this channel? If you have been subscribed, you already know we make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin with the criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, non-stop, and then a 5-mile walk, non-stop, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the shoes or boots, whatever I'm reviewing, for the rest of the day, so that the total wear time is 8 hours. And like I said in the beginning, I do like the comfort level of these shoes. There are a few factors that contribute to that comfort level. Let's start with the very first one, the weight. Let me find my scale, hanging out somewhere here. And let's see exactly how light or heavy these are. Now, I would say this should be about 19 ounce, maybe. This is size 10. Let's find out exactly. Wow. I'm pretty good. 19 ounce exactly, and trust me, I'm not always that good. I am quite often. Alright, but that's just got lucky. 19 ounce. Gotta say, this is pretty good. Now, the gold standard for something somewhere along these dimensions, kind of mid-size, that has ankle coverage, good protection, durable quality material, you're looking for around 20 ounce. Obviously, the lighter than 20 ounce you find, the lighter it's going to be, more lightweight. But then again, the more lightweight you go, usually you compromise on the material quality, on overall durability, on overall protection. All right, and that's a very, very important factor for a lot of people, especially whenever it comes to tactical combat shoe wear. All right, so 19 ounce is definitely pretty good. It's definitely under that 20 ounce mark, so not bad at all. But let's talk about the flexibility of the outsole. That's another factor that contributes to the comfort level. And here, yeah, it don't take no. Let's look at this. This is super flexible, which honestly is quite surprising, because the quality of the, we will talk about the outsole later, but this is actually Vibram rubber. So the quality of the rubber is very, very nice. It's very stiff rubber. It gives you plenty of protection, and somehow it is still very, very flexible. Another thing that I wanted to mention here is the creasing spots over here is very soft, so you don't have any unnecessary pressure points, and you can run properly without putting the stress on your ankles, on your knees, without any problems in these shoes. So pretty good so far. Let's talk about the inner sole now, and you might have already noticed it. I don't know if you did, but let me take it out and I can show it to you exactly what I'm talking about. Check this thing out. This is actually Ortholite inner sole. Yes, my favorite Ortholite, basically the kind of like a wickering technology, prevents you from from the bacteria from spreading. If you're walking or running in very hot conditions and your feet are sweating, well, this kind of helps to wicker all that moisture. Pretty good. Overall, there's plenty of cushioning. The only thing that I wanted to mention here is that there is no arch support, there is no heel bed. So if you do like that, probably might consider, maybe if you really want this shoe, might consider replacing the inner sole, or maybe shopping around some more. So this is more for the flat feet, which I do appreciate more, because Yeah, I do have kind of a flat feet, but the overall cushioning is very, very nice. I would say it even has some extra cushioning compared to a lot of other inner soles out there. So pretty good, pretty comfortable. Let's talk about the padding now. You do have some padding in the tongue, some padding in the shaft here in the heel. Very good. Throughout the whole shoe, I gotta say, while this is very nice and durable material, you still, it does still feel very, very soft. So overall, pretty good on the comfort level. You don't compromise that at all. Let's move on to the criteria number 2 now, proofing and protection. So proofing wise, these are not waterproof, but you probably already noticed the drainage vents. Check these out, and these are, I would say, probably the best drainage vents that I've seen of anything that is out there, and their design is legit. Somebody who put them here knows exactly what they're doing. All right, because a lot of times, you might think this is, well, I mean, how hard it is to put the holes somewhere so that they drain water, right? But a lot of times I see, even from some big brands, they put it's just ridiculous. They are covered by the inner sole from the inside, they are covered by the fabric, they are in just dumb spots. Here they are in the perfect spots. They're almost at the very bottom, so if the water gets in your shoe, it's very easily, it flows out right out of there without any problems. And obviously, because you have those drainage vents, you have some ventilation. So while these are not waterproof, they're designed to dry up quickly, and that is very, very important, because even with the most waterproof shoe out there, if you jump in the water, you're getting wet. All right, now you're getting out of water, you're done swimming, that crossing the river, right? You get out, and well, now your feet are wet, and because it's a waterproof shoe, it will take forever to dry up. Not the case with these. They will dry up really, really quickly, which is really nice. Okay, let's talk about the protection. You don't have much of the protection at the toe box, but it is very nicely reinforced, and it's much better than pretty much most of the stuff that is out there that is not composite or not a steel toe. So you do have protection here in the toe box. But again, this is still a soft toe box, so don't drop anything heavy and don't expect anything, well, too much. All right, you do have some protection in the shaft, but again, this is very soft. It's more of a padding than a protection. You do have some reinforcement in the heel, and you do have some really impressive protection from the bottom here at the outsole, which you would think is so soft. I mean, what can it protect me from, right? But no, this is actually ASTM certified, puncture resistant. Check this thing out. So you can step on a nail with this shoe and it is not going to penetrate, which is very, very impressive, I gotta say, considering how soft this outsole is. I don't know how 511 did it, but they did it. Great job, guys, at 511. Wouldn't be surprised. But that brings me to the criteria number 3, quality and the design feature. Quality wise, if you're not familiar with 511, excellent brand. I mean, I have like special love for 511. Why? Because of the pedigree of that brand in general. Think about the name 511. If you're a climber, then it speaks to you quite a lot. I am a climber. If you haven't seen any of my climbing videos, check it out. They're uploaded on this channel. Some of my free solos that I've done so far, and I consistently work on my climbing skills. But 511 basically is the grade of the climb, right? If you're climbing route. And yes, the brand 511 started as a climbing brand. They were making stuff for climbing, and then they evolved into tactical combat brand, which, I mean, yes, this channel is, does a lot of hiking, a lot of climbing here on this channel, but at the same time, it's about tactical combat stuff, so I can definitely relate to these guys. And yeah. But quality-wise, whenever it comes to 511, I mean, you guys know there's a lot of agencies, a lot of service professionals, people who are in law enforcement, in the military, they trust the 511 brand. Okay, so if people in service trust this brand, I mean, we in the civilian world definitely can trust this brand. And quality wise, I mean, when you take it out of the box, you know that you got something good. But I'd still recommend checking out the reviews. I put the Amazon link in the description below. Check it out. On this particular shoe, there's not a lot of, I think it might be a newer model on the market, but check out other stuff from 511, and they have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of reviews, 5-star reviews on Amazon, so check it out. But let's talk about the design features here really quickly. Obviously, I already mentioned, you know, the drainage vents, the Vibram outsole, the puncture resistance. Let's talk about the lacing system. As you can see, the lace here are not my favorite. They're flat, thin lace, which designed more to save the weight, but they do work here very, very well. As you can see, there are 4 pairs of just a closed, regular, you know, ring steel. So very nice, reliable. And then there's 3 pairs on top, so kind of 2 separate sections, which is kind of very helpful, I would say. And there's no open hooks, but again, this is more tactical combat shoes, so on the tactical combat stuff you will not see, well, most of the times you will not see open hooks, just to kind of prevent unnecessary mishaps. Let's just say that. But let's move on to the criteria number 4, outsole traction and stability. Now, whenever I do my run and my walk, I do it on a variety of surfaces, starting with the regular pavement, going to the dry grass, wet grass, dry sand, wet sand, rocky road, trail surface, marble tile, just a whole bunch of different things. And as you can see, this outsole is more on the flatter side, so this will give you very nice, very stable performance on flat, shiny surfaces like marble tile. Obviously, on the pavement you will be completely fine. You might find yourself slipping and sliding on a little bit of kind of a slippery wet stuff like wet grass, for example, and might feel a little bit uncomfortable on a rocky road. But again, this is designed more for, you know, sandy surfaces, flat, shiny surfaces. So if you are getting this as a work shoe, you might appreciate this quite a lot. But keep in mind, you do have some puncture resistance here, which is quite unique, and it's not common to really anything out there in the hiking outdoors world, for example, even though this has a Vibram outsole, which is very, very high quality rubber. So it's kind of a combination, a little bit taken from the hiking world, outdoors world, and implemented more into the protection, into the tactical combat stuff. So hopefully that kind of makes sense and helps you make up your mind whether you want to go with this outsole or not. But let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. Now, this is definitely more of a hot weather sneaker, shoe, boot, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of combination, a hybrid of all 3. Definitely very nice, very breathable in a hot weather. With these vents, I mean, you have plenty of breathability. I would not recommend them for anything cold, winter related. First of all, you have the vents, you don't want the snow to get in, the water to get in, obviously, but you also will be quite cold, and at the same time the outsole is flat, so you will be doing some figure skating on some ice. So don't even think about 3 season. Yes, hot, perfect. Winter, nah, not really. But let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. Perfectly true to the size, no problems there at all. I would recommend maybe getting half a size bigger, but again, play around with the size. That's one of the reasons why I like buying stuff from Amazon. You buy it, you know, if it doesn't fit you, you can send it back free if you're Prime, you know, it's pretty good. But if you're getting half a size bigger, it just gives you a little bit of extra space here in the toe box, just contributes a little bit more to the comfort. But let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival sneaker, would this be good for your survival? Honestly, I really do like this, and I think I was really kind of in between Ultima Maritime Assault. If you haven't seen that review, check it out. It's very similar. Honestly, if you really are interested, if I get enough requests on this video, I will do the comparison between the two. It's a little bit hard for me to make comparisons because it's already hard getting all these shoes and boots that I get on this channel to do the reviews on, and it's even harder to coordinate getting of the same two that I need to do a comparison on. But if I do get enough requests, I will do the comparison between the two because it's a very similar style. It's pretty much exactly the same idea behind the two, and they're kind of both bestsellers amongst the whenever it comes to combat, tactical sneakers, mid-size boot, shoe type of hybrids, right? But I really like the idea behind the two, because you have everything you need. You have the protection, you have the excellent outsoles, you have the comfort, you have everything you need in mission ready combat boot. But at the same time, you have that inconspicuous look of a sneaker shoe, really a fashion sneaker. So you can wear this on a daily basis without any problems, really anywhere, and not look weird. For example, like this one, yes, the color is a little bit kind of more tactical looking, but you can get yourself something like this in, something like gray, so light gray, right? And wear them with sneakers and look completely inconspicuous, looking like you're wearing a fashion sneaker that has, some really, really awesome survival situation ready features. So it's really hard to beat that. But let's move on to the criterion number 8, the price. Like I said, $140, well, $138.80 currently on Amazon. If you shop around, you can probably find cheaper prices for this specific shoe, because this is just for the size. But $140 is definitely on the pricier side, but considering the features, considering the quality of the material, the Vibram outsole, yes, you can justify. You have puncture resistant outsole, which is very, very impressive. You can justify the price. Definitely on the pricier side, though, especially if you shop around with some more outdoor like hiking boots. In that price range, you can find some serious competition. But again, you're not going to have some features like, for example, puncture resistance, or, for example, drainage vents. You're not going to have a boot that is more combat tactical, at least designed for those applications. So really, at the end of the day, it's up to you. Again, up to consumer to decide, and hopefully this review made it a little bit easier for you to make that decision. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this shoe? What do you think about this review? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. As always, thank you very much for watching Ultimate Survival Gear. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next video.